Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Guns for Hire from You Always Win, and welcome to my preliminary first impressions video on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. First things first, I'm going to apologize. You're going to see some pixelation in the images here, and I suspect highly that's to do with my Hauppauge rockets. Instead of getting the Elgato, I thought, I'll get a Hauppauge, because, you know, I've used them for so long. Big mistake, whatever. C'est la vie, you live and you learn. I'm gonna go and get an Elgato and hopefully improve this, because I'm having a lot of fun playing Advanced Warfare. And by fun, I mean I'm getting my butt handed to me regularly. And that's okay. I like that, because that means I have to learn something. And if I hopped on here and it was gonna be like every other Call of Duty and there was no learning and I was just coming on here and, you know, not to sound cocky or anything, but just dominating, that's boring. That's when you're going to get bored of a game. But this is going to be a bit of an adjustment, and it's mainly to do with that exoskeleton suit. It adds verticality to the map. If that's even a real word, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. You know exactly what I mean. It's no longer on the ground, maybe going up some stairs to the second level. You are instantly on top of rooftops. The maps, as you can see here, are built for going up and down. It's not just one level. Like, look at the stairs here, multiple levels. I love it. I love the fact that these maps are more than just sort of these linear paths with some buildings on them. They've become so much more, and it changes how you play these games. Now, as much as I'm liking this game, and there is a lot to like about it, it's very fresh, it's very new, good concept, there is an element, there's something that is kind of problematic, and it has to do with the same thing that makes it so great, which is that exoskeleton, which is that exactly what you're seeing there, that quick jumping. There's an issue with it, and the issue is because of how Call of Duty is made. And I've talked about this before in a gun shop episode, which is tick rate. The tick rate is how many times your system communicates with the server or the other players, back and forth constantly. And Call of Duty is not exactly known for the fastest or the highest tick rate. It's 30, at least it has been for a long time, which is not, it may sound like a lot, it's 30 times a second, but in a shooter game, like a Twitch reaction shooter game like this, there's a lot of error that can happen within 30, frames. That's where lag compensation comes in. It says, okay, in between this signal and this signal, maybe this is what happens, and then the outcomes, and that's how you end up going around a corner and getting killed, even though, you got around the corner and you're like, why did I die? Well, it's that tick rate. It's that on his screen you weren't. The computer says, well, no, he was, you guys were here. We're going to give it to this guy here, and it's going to become frustrating. It's not going to be any better. As a matter of fact, it may be even worse because of how fast the movement, the vertical jet movements. At a 30 tick rate and that quick movement, it's going to be very hard to trace people. You're going to have to follow them. You're going to have to lead your shots more than you ever have before. Honestly, if Call of Duty, and I don't even know if it's possible based, right now, but maybe in the future when it's all next-gen systems, maybe at some point Call of Duty can increase it to a 60 tick rate or something like that, where it's more competitive like a Counter-Strike, where what you see on the screen is as close as possible to actually what's happening. That's what the tick rate does. At 30, you get a discrepancy. I'm trying to look for that stupid thing in the air there. I couldn't see it because of the foliage. I was like, oh man, because I know that thing demos you, by the way. That's why I was looking up there like, look at the pretty foliage. I love the tree. I think the actual, for once, at least based on what I've seen here, the kill streaks, I'm as happy as I could be. People are like, oh, they're severely underpowered, they're not that great. That is awesome for me. Remember, this is my first impressions. I love Call of Duty 4. I loved it back in the simple days when there was UAV, artillery, and a copper, tac chopper or whatever it was. These kill streaks are not OP, at least not that I can see so far, which is great because it makes you focus more on the gun game, more on the actual, 1v1 when you're fighting someone. You don't have to worry about all these kill streaks. And most of them are not most of them, a lot of them are manually controlled, which puts you out of the game. You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I mean, at least for me, I just want to launch it like a UAV and keep going. I mean, the fun is encountering the enemy and trying to outshoot them. I think that's awesome. And I'm doing this. I always choose the ones that I don't actually have to physically do anything. I don't want to lie down prone, camped in some corner to operate it. I like the kill streaks. I don't think they're OP at all, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Getting used to the weapons, you know, I haven't quite found my favorite or my comfortable SMG. You know, I'm waiting on that. I don't mind them so far. They're not horrible. None of them seem to be really OP. They have a good variety. The assault rifle, which is the one I'm using here, is actually the IMR, and I really like the IMR so far. Thank you, Wills. He was the one who recommended it. 4-shot burst fire assault rifle. I've got grip and red dot on it. Very, very nice. Definitely, once you unlock that, I think it's like 32 or something like that. Try it out. It's pretty dang good. Now remember, this is just first impressions. Things are going to change. Maybe I find more things wrong with it. Maybe you do. Maybe, you know, maybe we end up loving it. Maybe this becomes the best COD out there. I don't know. It's so early to tell, but I am enjoying it. I like the elements. I like how different it is. You know, it's not perfect. You know, like I said, you're going to get those hit markers. You're going to get frustrated. And just remember, in the beginning, expect campers. It's new. People aren't comfortable with it. You maybe got some new gamers in there. Expect the campers. Heavy in the beginning, at least. But overall, I like it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned to You Always Win for more Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.